is up, everybody? Thank you for joining me for this episode 19 of Let's Nerd with Pathfinder Kingmaker. What an honor to meet you today, and you as well, sir. So I decided I don't think I'm going to take Jubilost after all. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to re-equip her. What else did she have? Bong bong. Eagle Splendor. I don't know, we'll give her an extra snowball. Protection from chaos. So, what caster level is that? 1. I might want to copy that to the spell book. But what I'm going to do, I've decided, is first of all, I want to go leave the pelts in my stash. Quite an honor. Hello, everybody. Glad you're all enjoying your time here in my little barony. What I want to do, since you can change the party formation from the world map screen, that means that I can, if I find a dwarven stronghold on the map, I can call in Jubilost and then have him come with me then. It may take some time because it'll take like a day or two for him to reach me. But at that point, then Octavia can be switched out. So in the meantime, I'm going to keep Octavia. Why didn't I get access to my stash? What is this trickery? Usually if you just leave, before leaving it gives you access to your stash. Hotfix 1.10 I believe just came out yesterday. The loading screens for the throne room seem faster, so that's pretty cool. So today we're just going to head back to the Gnarl Marshes, and search for trolls, see what's going on there. Because I figure with Jubilost, I'd be losing out on Octavia, and I like Octavia. We're gonna need her sneak it. Oh, I don't have anything in the stash. That's right, I pawned everything. Well, let me throw the Psy in there. Whoa, that scared me for a moment. I thought, what happened to my stash? Throw these pelts in there. Looks pretty good. How much gold do I have? 1125, not much. And Octavia's acid splash can kill the trolls. Jubilost, of course, I think can throw an acid bomb. But we're not gonna use him just yet. When we find a dwarven stronghold, we'll call on him. He'll come join the party. And then, you know, we'll handle it from there. Maybe if we find a dwarven stronghold, we'll explore it with Jubilost. We also have to call on Harem too. So I think we're gonna have to level him up. And Jaethal is probably gonna have to leave us. Although I like her spell selection, but I like Amiri's Rage as well. And of course they team up together with Precise Strike. and outflank. So maybe Tristan will have to go. I don't know. Well, I love these party-based games. It's always so hard, for me anyway, to figure out who to take because I like all the characters and I want to try them all out. And that reminds me that there's a battle in Old Sycamore we haven't tried yet against someone. How far am I from Old Sycamore? 10 hours. We better not waste any time. Let's get right into those gnarl marshes. Someone on the road, get ready. So it can't even evade.
Enemy near.
And we've got a troll. Hold formation. Get it. No, don't attack Letharius, brah. Oh. Stop attacking Letharius.
A solid plan.
Okay, now she's gonna have to acid splash him. Now she's using her bow. Alright, we've got a dead troll. Oh snap, Letharius, get the heck out of there. You sucker MC. Valerie, get down there.
Let us strike as one. This won't kill me.
Heal the living. This is a branded troll. I'm having a tough time hitting Valerie. Gotta rage a bit. This thing's tough. Oh, she's getting in range to bite. That's pretty cool. And still use her glaive. Oh, Valerie's getting rocked. Come on, die. Nice.
I'm listening.
Oh, there's more. Oh, just a regular one. Dead. Dalton, an elderly half-elf stands before you. His sun-bleached hair reveals him as a seasoned traveler, and the confidence with which he holds his bow reveals him to be a seasoned warrior. And his cart is full of various items. It seems a trader as well. Damn trolls, almost died from the stink alone. The half-elf wipes the sweat from his brow. They almost had me. Since when are trolls not afraid of fire? Good thing I had a few flasks of acid among my goods. Thank you for your timely rescue, friends. Despite his confident gaze, his voice trembles slightly. A few moments more and I would have. He frowns. Whoever rules this land gives little care to its safety. Formerly safe trade roads are given over to trolls and not a guard to be seen. But where are my manners? I am Dalton from Myvon, a merchant by trade. Who are you? I'm the Baron of these lands. Your words are fair. I'll do what I can to make the roads safer. Dalton looks shocked. Oh, I beg your forgiveness, your grace. Dalton bows politely. But these trolls, they're a threat to everyone. They've attacked several villages, destroyed several bridges, and are scaring away trade caravans. Worse than bandits by far. If your grace is willing to resolve the matter, I know a mage living nearby. I visit him from time to time and sell him reagents for his spells. He's an expert on trolls. Might know why they suddenly become bolder and fireproof. Tell me more about this mage. Dalton scratches his head. Bartholomew is his name. He's not bad for a human. Always so polite, so respectful. But there's something odd about him. He lives alone in the middle of the woods. His house surrounded by traps with a single safe road leading to it. No bandits nor trolls scare him. And the way he looks at you, it's like he's examining you, like he's considering to crack you open to see what's inside. The chills. Dalton shivers. Any other dangers on the road? Trolls aren't enough, huh? Dalton laughs and frowns. Actually, I've heard a disturbing rumor. It said a hodag has made its lair in a cave south of here. Whether true or not, traders are taking no chances, taking forest routes instead. Let me mark the cave on your map. Amiri grins. I've never fought a hodag, yet. You're from Maivon, you say. What is their view of this new barony? Long ago, Maivon was founded by the Sword Lords, who refused to bow before the new ruler and fled Brevoy. While not Brevins anymore, our people and the people here have a lot in common, as I've heard. The barony here was founded by people from Restov. We look upon them as distant cousins, I suppose. Dalton smiles. Welcome cousins, that is. Not family you'd rather forget. I can see you're an experienced trader. Would you consider operating exclusively in my barony? Dalton frowns. Don't get me wrong, Your Grace, but I've family in Brevoy, so my road always must take me there, no matter how dangerous the journey. Oh, we'll pass this, unless we roll a natural 1. The roads are unsafe. I would suggest you go no further than the capital and wait until the roads can be garrisoned properly. There's still plenty of trade to be had elsewhere in the region. Dalton frowns. If things are that bad, well then, perhaps I shall conduct my business here for a time. Very well. Good fortune to you and safe travels. Hold a moment. I didn't have a chance to reward you for your help. Fortunes are best shared, after all. Safe travels. Light wounds, excellent. You gotta drink one yourself, Dalton. You need better equipped, Ooh. Mercenaries with you. Scroll of Cure Serious Wounds.
I'll go ahead.
So is this a map worth exploring, or just a little nook and cranny here? You don't mind if I just grab what you've got here? 1,000 revolutions, a lot of food, dryad token. Let's see what's in the sacks. He'll be fine. He's heading to the capital. I'll take good care of him. My barony always welcomes traders. Maybe we should have. What do we have here? A fallen tree is barring the wagon's way. Okay. Trees be fallen. Do I want the chainmail? Yeah, for now. We have the room to carry it. Better not get in this guy's way. Long years he spent in slavery have given him quite a temper. A sword blow or a deadly spell might hit not only his enemies, but on anyone else who wanders past. Lone house. This lone house on the edge of the Gnarl Marches looks quite prosperous. It is the remote dwelling of a wizard who has dedicated his life to scientific research, far withdrawn from the commotion of big city life. Local villagers learned long ago that it was unwise to approach this house, so they stay far away. The wizard seems to be perfectly content with this state of affairs. There's a road not far from the house, occasionally used by travelers, traders, or bandits. Well, let us head in. Trolls can be killed with fire or acid. Usually. Alright, I have to use the bathroom. I was not prepared. I was drinking a lot of coffee. Not prepared to start this episode, so I will BRB. get into it.
I'm listening.
So I guess we should channel some more positive energy.
I'll go ahead.
Be wary. The graphics in the game too. What do we have here? Looks like these bandits died after triggering a trap.
The path is clear.
Why is Jaethal trying to sit on the ground? What do we got? A bandit?
Tread lightly.
A bandit?
Enemy near.
Hold formation. And get them.
Unworthy. Tear them apart!
I'm gonna get his acrobat skill. This is something that someone on YouTube told me about. You can move through a threatened square without provoking attack of opportunity from an enemy by using acrobatics, but you move at half speed.
A solid plan.
And half speed is pretty slow. That was a nice sneak attack. Oh, look. Stop attacking Letharius.
I require learn from
Oh,
my mistake.
man. Letharius just gets rocked, and the AI is not bad in this game. You know, they turn to Letharius. I think I'm going to keep his acrobatics
Counts on me.
turned on indefinitely. And where's her fighting defensively? Okay. If you can, I'm not sure if that'll is permanent. Okay.
Confide in me.
I will confide in you, sir. Why are we moving so slow?
Our duty calls.
It can't be because he has acrobatics on.
Let us be careful. I
What?
shall not fail.
Oh, we're only moving
The
as
road awaits.
fast as our slowest party member.
The path is clear.
So we'll turn that on for encounters. What do we got here? Bandit. Ooh, Bandit Conjurer. Alright, so let's...
Well,
You have my attention. Learn how to use it first. Hey!
Trader's corpse is still warm. He died recently. Oh no, that was bad.
Wretched things.
Come on, kill that thing.
won't kill me.
Man,
I'll survive. I always survive.
turn on acrobatics and go get him. Yeah, we're not attacking as one. Come on, Letharius. Nice. So that's useful. They're not focusing on Valerie, and that's my problem with that. Oh, Valerie actually hit. Boom! What is this? Turquoise brooch. Wow, with jade ornaments, carefully wrapped in smooth cloth. Looks like it was meant to be a present for someone. 250. Touch of gracelessness. You could use the creature to a fumbling clown. Amulet of Agile Fist. If the wearer has the weapon finesse feat, this amulet allows her to apply her dexterity modifier in place of her strength modifier to damage rolls with all unarmed and natural weapon attacks. And a merchant's letter. My sweet Lexin, I just received a letter from you and rushed immediately to answer. I want you to get word from me as soon as you arrive in New Stettin. With all these endless travels of yours, I've become an expert on roads and settlements myself. Little Ketri asks about his father's whereabouts every night instead of a bedtime story. Then I get a map and show him. Here's our Galt, and these are the stolen lands. There's Brevoy, and this is the road our father is riding on right now. Let me wish you good night and go to sleep. Everything is all right here. The workers you've hired finally finished painting the walls and fixing the roof. Now sitting at the very top of our house is that marvelous forged weathercock you brought from Numeria. It's perching up there and watching around. What's there behind the horizon? Maybe the master is on his way home? Ron the Baldhead returned recently. You'd somehow missed each other in Myvin. He told a bunch of tall stories about his adventures as he usually does. Told us there's a hodag in the woods in the southern stolen lands. I almost fainted on the spot. That's the forest you pass by every time. Maybe Ron just lies. God knows he usually does. But I beg you to take care and choose the other road to skip coming near that damned forest. I'm writing this now and I can't keep my tears from running. I'm just not myself without you. The only joy I have is watching little Ketri. His face and yours are like two peas. He even frowns just like you. You always bring me some presents, dresses or shoes. Now this turquoise brooch you promised last time, but I need none of that. The only thing I need is you by my side, safe and sound. Take care of yourself. Be back soon. Your beloved, Alika and Ketri. Oh, and the guy's dead. Proceed with caution. Traps ahead.
Right here, my friend.
Let us bide our time.
I can start using these wands here. Traps? Anyone noticing traps? Okay, there's one. How difficult of a trap is this going to be?
I did as you asked.
45 XP, so it was a pretty strong trap.
I'll go ahead.
How curious. Share your will.
I won't let you down.
Well done. Who are you? Bartholomew Delgado. Wow, that was quick. A middle-aged man stands before you. His clothes are not too gaudy, but tasteful. Despite living in the wilderness, he looks well-groomed, even dapper. His mustache is slick, and the nails on his agile, soft hands are meticulously polished. What a pleasant surprise! Welcome, Your Grace. Would you like a cup of tea? Something stronger, perhaps? It's a great honor for a humble hermit, entertaining such an important personage. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Bartholomew Delgado, at your service. How may I be of assistance? You seem to be an educated man. What are you doing in these woods? I'm simply a humble researcher in the field of esoteric sciences, and I've chosen this location to work in peace, away from the noise of the city. When the environment is quiet and the air is fresh, ink just begs to be set to paper. Octavia laughs. And no rude neighbors to complain about explosions, smokes, or ghastly screams. Bartholomew gives a wry smile. Yes, that's equally valuable. Those traps in the woods, are they yours? They're mine, yes. You see, while I'm happy to welcome guests, I prefer those who are capable of coherent speech. I've neither interest nor desire to waste my time fighting off every monster that comes across my dwelling, but I did leave a safe passage for those who can read. I even installed a sign. You must have seen it. So what if someone can't read? Amiri frowns. Bartholomew shrugs. Literacy is one of humanity's most significant achievements. Trust me, my traps aren't even close to the worst dangers threatening anyone who chooses to remain in darkness of ignorance. Though I suppose if I ever meet a painter here, I could ask them to add a picture to my warning sign. What about local bandits? Do they bother you here? They tried once, now they make every effort to stay away. They only show up if they don't have any other options, and even then they just politely ask me to enchant their arrows. And you're happy to help them? Just because someone asks me to do something doesn't mean I actually do it, Bartholomew says with a shrug. Though to be honest, in these parts, you can't really tell a local bandit from a peaceful hunter based on looks alone. Oh, Wayne. Frankly, I wonder what's going on in his brain that he just rushed into the forest, being perfectly aware of the danger. Obviously, if you hadn't rescued him, I would just a bit later, after he'd learned his lesson. Thank you for satisfying my curiosity. I'm always happy to help those who seek knowledge. Do you know anything about the local trolls who are resistant to fire? I've never heard of anything like it. If this is true, I'd have to revise my defenses. Bartholomew suddenly goes silent, frowns, and closes his eyes. Your Grace, I'm afraid we must intermit that conversation for now. A moment ago, a troll was caught in one of my fire traps, and it was unharmed. I suggest that a chance to explore its corpse would better equip me to answer your questions. My liege, I humbly request your protection. Please, follow me. Lead the way.
To victory!
Trap. Get that acrobatic skill on. Oh, we got him. Acid splash, please. Oh, we didn't get him. Oh, we did get him. And he's dead. Oh! 20 damage on a sneak attack. Bartholomew walks around the troll's corpse. At least they're still vulnerable to steel and acid. Now let's look into this white creature lost its respect for fire. Bartholomew recites an incantation and waves his hands over the troll's chest and points at a specific spot on it. There, branded on the flesh, is a symbol of a blacksmith's hammer, encircled by thorn-studded vines. Whatever that is, that's the reason its flesh didn't burn. The wizard slowly makes an incision around the brand and then peels the flesh off, excising the brand completely. I must study this. Here's the key to my laboratory. Wait for me there. I'll join you soon enough. Without another word, Bartholomew whispers an incantation and vanishes. Alright, so we've got a disarm trickery trap here. Octavian needs Jaethal's guidance, just in case.
Done and done.
Nicely done. I know for a fact there's a tough encounter up here.
Somebody save me!
What a surprise. Request.
Be with you in a moment there. That must be Wayne.
I did as you asked.
What's the problem, Wayne? A barefoot young man in tattered clothes stands before you. His eyes dart about wildly, and his matted hair sticks up in dirty spikes. Help! Help! The young man yells, even though you're right in front of him. What's wrong with you? What happened? Help! The man's scream subsides as he finally notices your presence. I'm Wayne, he manages at last. His eyes are wide, so wide they look like they might fall out of his sockets. We can't just pass by. The man's clearly in trouble. We have to help him. He's mad in the head. Let him rot. Who are you? Traitors. We're traitors. Lexington and me. Wayne waves his hand vaguely. As he relaxes, he starts to babble. We usually come to visit the local mage, bring him food, and he gives us magic trinkets in exchange. We last came a month ago, left him some supplies. We were riding back today and we wanted to stop and pick up an order he promised to complete. Well, Lexington stayed to guard the cart while I went to the mage's house. The mage has a bunch of traps around his house, scares off the trolls, you see. He even put a warning sign up by the road so people wouldn't get hurt. You just have to stick to the road. Trolls are stupid, can't read, so they get caught. But I didn't stick to the road. I thought I saw something glittering in the underbrush. As soon as I approached, boom! Suddenly I was flying upside down. Wayne lifts his hand sharply to mimic the blast. When I landed, I was too scared to move. So many traps around. I wouldn't survive a second boom. Cowards like this make me sick. He'd shit himself at the sight of a rabbit. So how long have you been standing there? Wayne stares at you blankly for a moment, then shrugs. 4 hours? Maybe more? Poor thing. Wait, you've been standing here screaming in fear for 4 hours because there might be traps around you? Wayne stares at you silently for a moment, then nods. Where are your boots? Wayne looks at his feet perplexed. He moves his toes as though trying to feel out the inside of an invisible boot. Boom, he answers at last. So do you want to get back to the road? Wayne begins frantically nodding, then stops, thinks the matter over, and begins frantically shaking his head instead. We have to get him out of here. Let me talk to him. I'm sure I can calm him down. Enough sniveling. One hit from me and we'll fix him. Alright, Octavia, try to calm him down. Thank you for trusting me. I can get through to him, you'll see. Octavia approaches Wayne and touches his hand gently. Wayne looks as if he's about to yank his hand away, then suddenly relaxes. There now, nothing to be afraid of. Everything's going to be alright. I'll lead you to the road. Let's go. Come on. This is different. Well done, Octavia.
Here!
Thank you! Wayne's teeth are still chattering, but he seems to be focusing better. Thank you, you saved my life. Lawful good. We found Lexington. He's dead. Here's his brooch. Give it to his relatives so they have something to remember him by. Dead? That's awful. May Pharasma save his soul. Yes, Lexington brought this brooch for his wife. Said it was a birthday present. Thank you. I'll make sure she gets it. And thanks again for all you've done for me today. Not a problem. Oh. Oh, bastard sword. Those bandits were carrying treasure. Let's take a look at that baby. Bastard sword +1. Keen sickle +1. What is keen again? Doubles the threat range of a weapon. But the threat range still says 20. When your attack rolls up a natural 20, you'll hit regardless of your target's armor class, and you have scored a threat, which means the hit might be a critical hit. To find out if it's a critical hit, you immediately attempt to confirm the critical hit by rolling another attack roll with all the same modifiers as the attack roll you just made, and the confirmation roll also results in a hit against the target's AC. Your original hit is a critical. If the confirmation result is a miss, then you just hit a regular hit. Critical means that you roll your damage more than once with all your usual bonus and add the rolls together. Unless otherwise specified, you roll for damage twice. What's the critical range? I guess we're not going to find that out, huh? Senses. Some creatures and characters may have additional or alternate means of perceiving the world around them, allowing them to see in complete darkness, locate objects by ultrasound, and so on. Interesting. Combat. Alright, we're not going to find much useful there. But, would she be better with the Bastard Sword? Attack plus 8, 4 to 13. 4 to 9. And our attack goes to plus 8, plus 8. Yeah. I'll give her the Bastard Sword. Let's try to make it over to Bartholomew's place in one piece.
How curious. I did as you asked.
Some good XP for that. Alright, there's where we met Bartholomew. He's got a chicken or turkey and a box that's locked.
Done and done.
Acid arrow. Excellent. A cozy house stands away from the main road. It's an excellent place for a hermit.
I believe I found something.
Who found that? Tristan spotted it.
What's the holdup? I did as you asked.
Let's head in. This must be his laboratory. Serious wounds again, man. It's nice killing branded trolls. Now this is an interesting part, if I recall correctly. With a tough moral, not a tough moral decision, but a moral decision to make. Oh.
How curious. Speak.
She may need a little bit more
What's the holdup?
to disarm this trap here.
Done and done.
Beautiful. Ooh. Wyvern meat. Bracers. Scrolls of Fireball. 371. A Hydra Eye. Cooking ingredient. Excelente. Alright, so we've got another Cloak of Resistance. Tristan has one. Give you one. Bracers of Archery. Not necessary. Scrolls of Fireball though. Definitely give her one of those. Caster level
I'll go
5.
ahead.
Hope there's no traps down here. Serrated knives, stained needles, and manacles share shelves with flasks, files, and chemicals. Dimwit Borba. A hoarse croak comes from behind the bars. Borba. The troll sitting in the cage is so thin you can see his ribs through his skin. Although you see no scars, his pelt is matted with dried blood and his eyes are dull and unfocused. Various knives, saws, and bloody manacles scattered about leave little doubt about what this troll has suffered. Borba. The troll croaks through clenched teeth. Kill me. Enough. It hurts. Bartholomew rushes into the laboratory waving the sample of branded troll skin excitedly. It was simpler than I thought. This is just a simple spell of fire protection. Any competent wizard could cast it. The unusual element was the way the spell was applied. This wasn't cast by any human hand though, oh no. The brand was stamped on with some artifact which would make it possible to make trolls fire resistant in massive numbers. This is grave news for us all. My fire traps are useless now, and making acid traps will take time and resources. More importantly, for trolls to organize in such a way, there must be some greater intelligence operating behind the scenes. And if that's the case, the list of potential targets for a force that formidable is a short one. Bartholomew pauses and begins to rummage through his lab. I promised you a reward, so please accept these acid wands. I'm afraid you may need them soon. Wand of acid arrow. First, explain to me why this troll is in your cage. Bartholomew's eyes light up. Oh yes, this is the greatest project of my career. I'm exploring the regenerative abilities of trolls in hopes of passing them on to humans. Can you imagine the possibilities? Pain, senility, mutilations, even death itself, defeated. Oh, you weren't concerned I acquired the troll illicitly, were you? Don't worry, I purchased it legally. I'm not some poacher out roaming the Baron's woods. I sometimes have trouble accepting laws that would protect lowlifes like him, but he was within his rights, unfortunately. Wow, alright, so we can say trolls are sentient beings, not cattle to be bought and sold. What you're doing is inhumane, set them free. This is a disgusting practice, but it doesn't violate any laws. I can't forbid you to continue your experiments. I don't care about the nature of your experiments as long as no harm comes to my subjects. This is reprehensible. I don't care how you acquire this creature. I won't tolerate such cruelty in my lands. Kill him, quickly and humanely. He did want to die. Sounds interesting. Proceed. I look forward to hearing your results. So this is a tough one. He's doing it for the betterment of humanity. Set him free. Set it free so it can come back and eat you, and me too? You are insane. The wizard stops abruptly. Valerie frowns. These experiments are deplorable, but the law is with him. If you are a baron, not a bandit chief, you have no right to interfere. Then call me a bandit chief if you will. Some things simply mustn't be allowed, law or no law. Valerie gives you the slightest look of scorn. I cannot say I am greatly disappointed in you, as my expectations were not high to begin with. Bartholomew throws a long, sullen glance your way. At once, your grace. He finally manages through clenched teeth. Octavia gives Bartholomew a gloatful smile. Understand? Her whisper is just barely audible. The wizard turns away without saying a word. Bartholomew meets with a long, sullen gaze. Good day, my baron. Do you have anything for sale? Certainly. Alright, well, I suppose I could sell the keen sickle. I'll sell the chainmail and the non-useful items first. Wonder if I should have just killed him though. Humanely and quickly. I still didn't copy that Galt ragu recipe. I don't think we're going to be using amulets of agile fists, unarmed and natural weapon attacks, weapon finesse feat. Sell that to Bartholomew. He's got some cool stuff. Nothing we can really afford. We have one scroll of haste. Let's buy a second one while we're here. Can we add another small bag of holding? Bringer protection +2. Keen sickle is 2,000. I don't see anyone in the near future being able to use that too well. And in return, we can get what? His giant strength, mighty constitution, incredible dexterity. So what if I give him the incredible dexterity? Or just get her the belt of mighty constitution? Let's do that. Vast intelligence +2 to intelligence. Well, let's save here before we make this deal. Who could use intelligence, actually? I think Jathal has that already. No Eyes of the Eagle. Tristan spells come from wisdom. Her spells come from intelligence. Making it harder to overcome the difficulty checks. So web would be more effective, snowball would be more effective. But I think Valerie's constitution, keeping her alive, is a good bet. Wow, those are 2,500. Let's make a deal. So her hit points go up to 74. Extra 5. I should have just killed Dimwit, shouldn't I? What kinds of experiments does he conduct here? Should I have killed Dimwit? He'll get better. He's a troll. Chambletus, a cooking ingredient. Expensive mushrooms. Bartholomew's diary. We'll read some of these books here in a moment. Temple of Roses. Token of the Dryad. Alright, so we learned it's a firebrand troll, but what are we exactly supposed to do now? So release Dimwit. We continue searching for the troll's lair nearby. Alright, and I will be right back in the blink of an eye. As soon as we come out here and finish exploring this map. BRB. Alright, so let's continue. See if JFL spots anything, or anyone else for that matter. This tree stump looks suspicious. Here we've got a dwarven helm shard. Some nuts, which are good. Reminds me I can learn the Galt ragu recipe. Now let's read some of this stuff. Bartholomew's diary. This is the title page of a diary covered with crudely scratched symbols. There are numerous smears, worn spots, cuts, and burns on it. Bartholomew obviously isn't a tidy type. The leather cover is spotted with acid burns. Page edges are tattered. There are 4 symbols carved on the first one. The first one is B. 3 others stand separately. I and I. If B stands for the name Bartholomew, what does this I and I mean? Interesting. The Great Experiment, Day 104. I've burned all the previous notes, too embarrassed to remember what a complete fool I was. But now that I've got the creature, I call it Dimwit, everything is going to be alright. Studying the troll's ability to regenerate will lead me to my ultimate goal. 8 days later. Got a reason to celebrate. While determining Dimwit's pain threshold, I found out he practically has no such thing. Wounds, broken bones, amputations, and the rest of the perils of a warrior's or mage's life. For a troll, these are no threat at all. The trick is to avoid getting carried away while working with fire or acid so that impact spots will heal in several days. Amazing. Too bad I didn't dare to buy it at the very beginning of my way. 13 days later. Staying in bed for the second day after the incident. Serves me right. I got a trifle too excited and became a bit too close to Dimwit. The beast bit my arm. Then it started shouting something like Borba, Borba. I wonder what that means, if anything at all. The wounded hand is still sore. It even hurts to write this. I hate pain so much. 2 days later. Here I am lying in bed and thinking about how different we are. My unique intellect against its unbearable animalistic stupidity. At the same time, its regeneration and some chthonic ability to endure tortures and heal wounds against my human fragility and intolerance to pain. It's okay, I'll find the way to get what I need. 2 days more. I got overzealous. Regeneration of 3 simultaneously amputated limbs proved to be an extremely slow process. All the resources of the troll's strength are barely enough for it to go on, and I probably shouldn't have used fire. In the wild environment and without my elixirs, the creature would be long dead. I will continue my experiments in 3 days or so. I feel I'm close now. A few more efforts and I will really become invulnerable and invincible. So that's what the I and I meant. He reads Temple of Roses by Elliston Scenaria. Roaring flames are devouring the Temple of Roses. The petals of the flowers darken, curl up, and finally turn to ash. The moment of utter pain and ugliness that comes before final, serene eternity. Burning idols seems to grimace, cry, laugh, and turn their fiery gazes upon me. The heat grows unbearable, but I dare not turn my eyes from him, this sacred fire. Turn my eyes from the sacred fire, admiring its every precious moment while my eyes still serve me. Laymen will call me a vandal. They say that I destroyed a priceless piece of art because I hated everything beautiful. But do not believe this. I love the temple more than my life, and I lit it with the fires that burned in my heart. For there can be a higher devotion than melting together with can there be a higher devotion than melting together with the object of your admiration into the shining splendor of oblivion? Pretty dark stuff. 1,000 revolutions. For the 3rd night in a row, I've dreamt of the Grey Gardeners knocking at my door. I cannot believe it is my turn to be cut down by a blade washed in the blood of 1,000 revolutions, as a wave of popular outrage washes over me, as my head tumbles down the steps of the scaffold. We take up the sword, and by it we shall perish. Once we struck down the Imperial scum, but now it is we who must face the blade. The insurgent beast called Revolution will never be sated. It needs new victims. This time, it's my comrades and I. The cruelty of the hoarders in power echoes in the cruelty of the paupers, now intoxicated by their own freedom. We wanted change? Well, here it is. This is a country now of mad fanatics, fighting their treacherous past every day. Former friends are today's foes. My workshop has been converted into a secret headquarters. If I could do it all over again, I would repair to my easel and refrain from the cause that has sent me down this path. She needed a scroll of haste. She can copy one of these projections to the spellbook. She doesn't need the wand of acid arrow because she's got her own acid arrow, essentially. Fighting the Bleaching, practical guidance by Giza Nordaquani. 1. The youth shall leave their malady behind. The bleaching does not cling to people until they mature. What is the color of your skin? Apple-cheeked yesterday but deathly pale today? That's an alarming sign. Closely monitor the condition of your skin, hair, and eyes. 3. Never be bored. Curiosity is your best protection. Have a finger in every pie. 4. Don't break your neck. Be prepared to stand up for yourself or run for your life when you venture out to seek adventure. 5. Never give up. There's a remedy for the bleaching, and it isn't pills. But a new wardrobe or a new lover can stop the disease, and a proper journey can prevent its onset for a long time. 6. You are not alone. Find yourself some soulmates. They might just give you a new lease of life. The bleaching sounds dangerous and deadly. Some pearls, an exquisite pearl hidden in a tree trunk.
I'll go ahead.
This is a pretty large map, so we're going to take our time and explore it.
I've spotted something.
Oh my. Hold for guidance.
What's the holdup?
You're getting some guidance. We'll disarm every trap so Bartholomew is at the whim. Oh.
You have my attention.
And I think a touch of good will do her good on this one.
Done and done.
Well done.
The path is clear.
Something bothering you?
Magrigios, Turinos.
How curious.
Should have got
Request.
the headband of vast intelligence for Octavia, but
I did as you asked.
thank you. Is there
Tread
anything up
lightly.
here? Oh, just this part. Stone is covered with soot.
What a surprise.
Indeed, what a surprise. There's probably a fire trap right here.
Share your troubles.
You can count on me.
Might be a tough one.
Let us be careful.
How curious. Share your will. Here. Ready and willing. I did as you asked.
Alright, so I know there's... Alright, there's some bandits over here. This is just not your ordinary bandit fight.
Confide in me.
Let's do it again. We're gonna have to rest soon anyway. Let's see what we're up against. Can Octavia vanish and scout the place? Another bandit. A bandit leader. A bandit alchemist. And another bandit. So a lot of bandits. Bandit leader. Another bandit.
I'm not afraid.
Wow, this is bad. What in the world?
I die. Free.
Where did these spiders summon giant spiders? Who summoned them?
Learn from my mistake.
Alright, this is gonna be an epic failure, so... Must have triggered a trap. Oh, dang it, Letharius. Amiri. Enlarge yourself. Valerie. Reduce yourself. And the main character is dead. That's what I get from not using acrobatics. We were doing well there. Hold formation. Let them come to us.
Tear them apart!
Alright, so the bandit leader enlarges, so she's got to enlarge. How long does this last? 1 minute per level.
They go down!
Oh, that hurt. The bandit leader, come on. Is everyone attacking? Now her.
Avenge me!
Oh, this is bad.
This body holds no more!
Hit him with some hideous laughter.
I require healing.
Oh, it worked.
Can't be over. This
Learn
can't
from
be
my
over.
mistake.
Maximus won't kill me. I'll survive. I always
Those alchemist bombs are just wicked. Do we have... Well, we better buff for this fight. And then maybe we can handle it.
Confide in me.
So let's get a blast going.
Request.
Cat's Grace, bonus to dexterity. Use that on yourself.
Right here, my friend.
Catch it. Protection from evil communal. She can use her other Cat's Grace, maybe? No.
I'm listening.
Come and get some. Ray's gonna have the rage. She's gonna have to get her justice. Let's give him some luck. Get on there.
A solid plan.
That bandit leader is ridiculous. Hit him with hideous laughter. You throw a snowball at him. In fact, spam snowball at him. You heal the living.
I can't keep this up much longer.
Repent!
Hang in there.
Avenge me.
Oh, now we're in trouble. Hideous laughter. Or how about hypnotize?
Learn from my mistake.
He's just gonna slaughter us now.
I'll survive.
Yeah, alright, so we're gonna have to come back to this encounter at a later date. I don't think we quite have the firepower. To deal with an alchemist and a bandit leader.
How curious. You have my attention.
Ready and willing.
What a surprise. Speak.
You can count on me.
Because those alchemist bombs just...
Done and done.
Until we get protection from energy communal. Resist energy. Which
Once
Tristan...
a girl told me my eyes light up her world. I said that the blessing of Sarenrae will light up her soul. She seemed disappointed.
I think we're just gonna have to come, we'll just come back to this rather than changing a spell book and resting. It's a waste of time. Excuse me. We have to get on with this troll business. So we know they're being branded. Another random encounter. We saw something that probably no one had ever seen before. Beside the blazing campfire stood a kobold who had wrapped himself in a worn-out elven robe. On the far side of the clearing, 3 enormous trolls shuffled their feet, hesitating. The kobold stretched out his calloused paws and with immense gravity hissed and mumbled. Incomprehensibly. We could barely even guess at all what that meant, what this meant. We carefully snuck closer. Succeeded. Hiding behind the elm trees, we crept close enough to hear the mysterious kobold's mumbling. We tried to make sense of what was happening by interpreting gestures and bodily language. It's an instant win right there. It seemed like the kobold was shaming the troll for cowardice. Hissing and grunting, he repeated Hargolka several times, causing the trolls to tuck their heads and slouch a little deeper each time. It must have been the name of a very important troll, a chieftain, a pack leader, someone they regarded as an authority. Whatever the case, the kobold's words hit their target. One of the trolls, the tallest and mightiest one, stood straight and stepped forward. His enormous claw involuntarily scratched at his bloodied shoulder, which held a burned-in pattern. The other troll's shoulders looked to have the same pattern, as though they'd all been branded. The kobold stretched his arms toward the troll, his sleeves still on fire. "Flames! Flames! Flames!" the kobold hissed menacingly in common. Flames, 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 the trolls replied in their own tongue. The brave troll slept closer to the campfire. We couldn't imagine a more opportune to strike. We stealthily threw a stone at the kobold. Succeeded. The rock struck the kobold right in the forehead. Bam! The spellweaver went down like a tree. It was clear he'd be out for quite some time, but the trolls were ready for battle, and they were very, very angry. No, I said hold, you fools. Get back here. Now hold. Go ahead and enlarge. Go ahead and reduce. Go ahead and use a shield of faith. Go ahead and rage.
I can't keep this up much longer.
I see that. You're getting rocked, girl. These trolls are wicked tough.
This body.
Learn from my mistake.
Dawnflower, grant me strength. Oh,
What in the
Serenray,
world?
I see your light.
Why is Valerie so stunted? Well, there's 3 of them. How am I supposed to handle an encounter like that? Barely did any damage at all to them. Let's go this way first. There's something else we can find. Opportunist. Every event can resolve in one of 4 ways. Disaster, the dice rolls 8 points or more below the difficulty level of the event. Failure, the dice rolls up to 7 points below. Success, the dice rolls equal to the difficulty level or up to 6 points above. Or triumph, the dice rolls 7 points or more above the difficulty level. The outcome may affect the barony's stats. There are 2 types of events, problems and opportunities. If a problem event ends with a failure, it decreases your stats. If it ends with a success, it has no effect. Succeeding at an opportunity event will increase your stats, and it normally will not affect them if the outcome is a failure. Each success or triumph increases the stat by the assigned advisor responsible by 3. So something good happened, and we were supposed to return around the 11th. It's the 6th.
I'm hungry. When we stop?
We stop soon. Soon. When everyone is fatigued. Okay, let's look at the kingdom here. Success. Beautiful. 3 merchants from the regent promised the merchants help in resolving property disputes, if any arise. In exchange, the merchants agreed to lower their prices on timber, stone, and ore. So community +3, economy +2, and 5 BP. And she demands your presence in the kingdom, and a visitor waits in the castle. It's time to discuss the events related to Bald Hilltop. So we're still going to return around the 11th. Or should we go now? This is the question. We're right there. Oh, I shouldn't have went that way. I should have went back to the Tiasdale. 10 hours. Wasting some time. I'm going back a bit early, but... Oh, Kingdom. So my community has hit 20 stat. Okay, here we go. Build points and income. Build points, BP, are the barony's main resource. They're required for settlement upgrades, construction, project management, and so on. The barony treasury's weekly income is 30 BP sent by Jamandi Eldori from Brevoy. Apart from that, your territories have their own individual income, which consists of their basic income plus other BP sources. Basic income depends on your barony stats. Each rank adds 1 BP per point to the weekly income, but the total a rank contributes to the basic income cannot exceed the profitability of your economy. Example, the barony's economy rank equals 3 and it adds 3 BP to the weekly income. The population rank equals 5, but it cannot add more than 3 BP to the weekly income due to the barony's economy. All other BP sources, such as trade agreements, are added to the basic income as is. Half of the barony's income, except the initial 30 BP, is sent to Brevoy. You'll be able to claim independence from Brevoy to retain the full BP income, but lose the initial 30 BP income later during the game. I figure we're close, we might as well come back. Visitors are awaiting me. I didn't want to come back so soon, but oh well. Let's see what these visitors want.
Feel tired.
Who is this? Stefano Mosconi. The man before you reeks of vanity. His black hair is curled, styled, and generously waxed from the hair atop his head to the points of his mustache. His cheeks and forehead are powdered white, giving him a pallid look. His hand rests casually on the golden hilt of his rapier. As he approaches, a mean, sly smile appears on his face, clearly practiced and prepared in advance. Ah, the ruler of this barony, I'm flattered by your attention. Sir Stefano Mosconi of Pitax, at your service. The man performs a derisive bow. What brings a Pitaxian noble to my barony? I was just traveling back home to glorious Pitax after paying a visit to Restov, all in service to King Castruccio Irovetti. Thought I might take a day to visit the capital of Pitax's bold new neighbor. Sir Stefano sniffs, then grins. I must say, I really should have spared myself the trouble. It's hardly worth seeing. I'm always open to criticism so long as it's fair and reasonable. Well then, I'll gladly give you my report. Sir Stefano's voice takes on a condescending tone. Follow along on your fingers, assuming you can count. 1. Your army is weak. You lack the guards to properly defend your land, so you must choose between the villages, the towns, and the trade routes. 2. Your economy is a shambles. You have to personally resolve an issue of tax collection from some lowly inn, and it seems your treasury even depends upon this handful of coins. And 3. Your culture is, well, non-existent really. What do you even have? No art galleries, no universities? Sir Stefano waves his hand dismissively. Your capital may as well be a cowshed, with you a donkey sitting atop a heap of hay. Perhaps there's a touch of truth to your words, but my barony is still very young. Everything will be different soon. If anything ever changes here, it'll be the number of dung flies, and that will only grow. Ah well, I shan't continue this slaughter. No use battling someone who can't even fight back. All the best. Sir Stefano performs a mocking bow. Octavia looks alarmed. You won't believe what just happened. Some crook showed up at your gates, insisting on seeing the lad who bumped off the Stag Lord. He says that he's brought a tribute to the new chief of the Stolen Lands, and asked for permission to conduct his business under your protection. You don't want to be seen as another Stag Lord, and your lands is an open field for thugs. Then throw this scoundrel out, along with his tribute. You know best what to do. And this scoundrel and everyone like him can forget the weight of these lands. Your Grace, we are victorious. We fought off the spider invasion and defeated the strange dryad who led them. As a sign of gratitude, your subject have a special reward for you. 2,800 gold coins. I wonder, was this flood of spiders truly caused by that curse? I mean, the curse must be ancient and very ominous. The spiders were definitely scary as well, but they weren't ancient and ominous. I agree with Lindsay. This does seem strange. Seems more like the plot of an insane dryad than a true curse. Then how can we explain the dismal atmosphere of the bald hilltop? The pressure both of us felt there, Jod. Maybe the curse drove the poor dryad insane, causing her to lead the spider invasion into the barony. Tristan shakes his head incredulously. In any case, I have alarming news. As soon as the spider invasion was over, I visited the bald hilltop again. It's grown quiet once more, just as gloomy as before. I don't think the curse is broken, just laying low, like a monster that nests before it feeds again. I want to deal with this problem once and for all. What do you recommend? Yes, let's level the bald hilltop to the ground and put an end to the curse. I doubt we'll be able to be defeated in such a straightforward fashion. The heart of the curse is undoubtedly centered on the bald hilltop, but the spider appeared all throughout the barony. I don't think we're going to do any damage to this curse by destroying the hilltop. I would expect exactly the opposite. We'd only provoke it into attacking again, immediately on the heels of the last. No, the best we can do for now is make sure we're prepared for the next attack. Don't be such a pessimist, Tristan. We might truly be able to overcome the curse, but only by studying it thoroughly. Your Grace, I will gather all the information available on the situation and get to work. How much time do we have? Oh, a fair amount. I'd say half a year or even more. Now that the bald hilltop is quiet again, I can barely feel its evil will. I'm sure we'll have enough time to prepare for the next attack. Well, let's prepare for the next attack. Tristan nods. Very wise. If only we knew more about the curse, we might figure out some way to fight it. Lindsay frowns. I don't understand. I spoke to the locals. They never had any spider invasions before, and nothing ever happened on the bald hilltop before either. Now both spiders and the curse, right when the new barony appeared in the Stolen Lands. All of this seems highly coincidental. Get ready for anything. Alright, we got relations +1. Community +1. Met with the visitor. Jihad's mysterious weed, 4 days. 4 days for the bandits. Research into the nature of the curse's bald hilltop. The The whole hilltop has been the source of much strife for the young barony. The locals say that there's some kind of ancient curse behind it all. We should learn if there's any truth to this belief. Spend 2 weeks resolving population problems in the barony. Requires 14 days, so this would level up Octavia. But we don't have 14 days to spend, do we? That will take us to the 21st.
We should gather our strength.
This ends in 4 days, so I'll return in 4 days. And then we shall address these problems. I must search more for these trolls that trouble us so. Rest here. We have 3,300, so maybe we can buy something good. That ring of protection +2 was good. Could give that to Valerie. Want something to raise Valerie's AC even more. Well, the Mad Prophet did say who claims the land claims its pain and death. And I think that's what we claimed here. Greetings, Baron. Hello. What is Valerie's AC anyway? 31. That is not where I'd like it to be. Wait a minute.
I'll go ahead.
Who are these people? Arsino? Woman in rich gold-embroidered clothes greets you with a polite bow. Her eyes, the color of molten gold, shine brightly in her dusky face. Greetings, noble ruler of these lands. My name is Arsino. I'm a messenger for the temple of Abadar in Absalom, and I came here assuming the citizens of your young barony could use the services of a priest. Arsino stares at you for a moment, then adds with noticeable warmth, I'm glad to meet another person marked by celestial blood here. You're an Aasimar, if I'm not mistaken. I suppose it's easy to tell, isn't it? Yes, I'm an Aasimar, though I'm not sure how or when the blood of Celestials appeared in my family. Among all my relatives and known ancestors, I'm the only one who inherited it. I must admit, I'm glad this lot fell to me. It draws more attention to me, a useful trait for a priest who wishes to gather a congregation. How did you come to be in my barony? That's a long story and not a terribly exciting one. I was born and raised in Absalom, but I saw little point in staying there. What's the purpose in promoting the faith of Abadar in a city already so large and well developed? No, I was drawn to backwater places where civilization was just beginning to emerge. It gives me such joy to see the first stones of a new settlement being laid, or to see wilderness that once harbored monsters and criminals become a safe, cozy home for people. I've devoted my life to my travels, choosing to visit places like your barony. Allow me to say it's a place after my own heart. A city growing over the remains of a bandit lord's lair is exactly the sort of triumph of civilization Abadar prescribes. I hope my skills as a priest will be of service to these lands and other denizens. If you're so eager to help the citizens, why do you charge for your services? It's part of Abadar's philosophy. The rules of trade and exchange developed for a reason. They help bring order to our world, and they mustn't be broken without need. The opportunity to get what one desires for no effort has a corrupting effect on souls. Tell me about Abadar. With pleasure. Abadar is the god of cities, laws, merchants, and wealth. The core of his teachings is simple. Law and order allow civilization to develop. which allows people to live in peace and prosperity. If Eris still favors old customs, small settlements, and simple trades like hunting, then Abadar patronizes development, complex trades, order, and entrepreneurship. Each priest of Abadar finds something personal in serving him. Some believe that law is the main aspect of their faith, and they guard it zealously. Others put the well-being of their society above all. I personally follow Abadar's teachings, that say civilization must penetrate the wildest savage lands, and help people live in comfort and safety. I could use the help of a cleric. That is precisely why I'm here. Lots of good scrolls. Resist fire communal. Let's get one of those for alchemist encounters. I'll sell you some pearls, some citrines. The merchant's letter, 6 pearls. And that would be it then, huh? Deal. And who are you? Enio, the traveling merchant. A tanned half-elf merchant gives you a polite bow. His thick chestnut hair shows a slight touch of gray at his temples, a sure sign that he's in his 7th decade, mature but not old age for a half-elf. I'm happy to welcome you, your grace. I am Enio, wandering trader in curiosities. I have come to your lands recently and hope to stay here for a while, until the road calls me again. Tell me about yourself. I prefer to travel the wild and sparsely populated corners of the continent. The farther I wander from big cities and trade routes, the less competition I have from the rich merchant guilds. In my travels, I sometimes manage to acquire true curiosities. Of course, sometimes I get into trouble instead. Few can boast of escaping a giant scorpion by climbing a mammoth cactus. I'd like to take a look at your wares. Scroll of Magic Fang. Greater Magic Fang gives all natural weapons or unarmed strikes a +1 enhancement bonus. This spell can affect a slam attack, fist, bite, or any other natural weapon. Would increase her bite. Longsword +2. To replace his Agile Rapier. 3 to 10 slashing +2. It's 8,300. Quite some curiosities you have, though. Let me sell these bracers of archery. So we've got about 5,000 to work with. So +1 tower shield. Oh, that'd be perfect for her for alchemist throws too. I don't think I can come up with 8,000 though. +5 trickery on all checks. Would be nice, but not for 4,000. Combat expertise would get a +2 to damage rolls. That'll be sweet. Increases the amount of channeling does to undead or healing by 1d6. I'll take it. I'll give that to Tristan. So I'm going to take a little break here. And guess I'll call this an episode. What did we really do? We met Bartholomew. Just call it a short episode 19. So in the next one, we'll continue our hunt for the trolls, try to come back to the capital around the 11th or 12th, and deal with the issues that arise. And I will see you in the next episode. So hit that like button if you liked it, leave me a comment, let me know if you're watching this far into the Let's Play. And I'll see you in the next video. So until then, take care everybody. Peace.